Hello, hello, hello. My name is Tate Donahue, and welcome to the Cosmic Cookbook podcast. I'm an 18-year-old from the Sunshine Coast, Queensland, Australia, and this is our very first episode of what I hope to be a very long-running series. And I hope to cover a lot of topics and interview a lot of guests that will change your mind, change your curiosity, and change your perspective on the universe. This is our intro episode called Don't Forget Your Spacesuit, just because I wanted to get you all excited about what's to come. We've got a ton of guests already lined up. I've got a whole list of topics that I want to get to. My goals for this podcast are, as I mentioned earlier, changing everything you think you know and expanding what we all know. One of the things that I'm very, very passionate about is helping and supporting mental health. I'll get to it in a little bit, but last year I went through some pretty intense experiences. It changed me for the rest of my life, and I want to help other people avoid the things that I went through, but also experience the changes I grew from. So that's one of my goals. Another one is going to be improving both myself and all of you guys in whatever way you want to. So I'll be covering a ton of topics with some of my guests that I think really would change our lives and create a massive difference to the people around us and the futures that we can produce from what we know. The fun part of this podcast, I have two topics, actually three, that I am absolutely obsessed with, and they have to do with spiritual awakenings and experiencing the universe for what it really is. One of the things that really drove me to start this podcast was wanting to give other people what I know now, and as I mentioned at the start, I'm only 18, so there's infinite amounts that I don't know, but I do think that I've been exposed to the right things to put me in a place where I at least know what to look for, and I at least know what questions to ask and who to look to get answers. So I want to help us all have the real human experience for the short time that our consciousnesses have in this universe. Now we'll be debating about who we really are, if we are our body or our consciousness or a soul, or even to take it a step further, the awareness of our soul. But no matter what it is, I want us to try and create the best experience we can while we are here. Another thing I want to do is exploring the big questions in the universe, and I mean the really big questions in the universe. So that's black holes, the origin of time and space, philosophy, good and bad, and everything else I have the idea for. Now, one more thing I want to talk about is psychedelics. If you've known me over the last year, you would have known that I've gone down a very dark path, and I've come out a changed man. On that path, though, I did find out about psychedelics and their very, very out of this world properties. So I want to talk about that and their medicinal values and how I really think it can change the world. This podcast is actually a creation of a company I've recently made called Hallucination Inc. The name of it is a play on words between hallucination, lucid, and nation. Hallucination obviously comes from my love for psychedelics. Lucid means easy to see, clear, or luminous, or even easier to understand. And I really want this whole thing to be transparent and for it to be a glowing community. And that's where nation comes into it. So thank you so much for joining me on the first episode of the Cosmic Cookbook. Now that you're all up to date, please go check out the Instagram. The Linktree will have links to all the different branches of Hallucination Inc., where you can find poetry, social skill improvement, and psychedelic art. Next week, on episode 2, we'll have a guest who is a current game design student at the University of the Sunshine Coast. He has some amazing philosophical and creative energy, so I know he will definitely bring some awesome conversations. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next time on the Cosmic Cookbook. As a post-editing note, I recorded this at 12:30 in the morning, but I look forward to bringing the energy.